Hello, wonderful ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful evening today. I am Arun Dragon, your host. Welcome to the first episode of the Alice Madness Returns stream. Now, I'm just going to call it Alice 2 because that's easier to say than trying to remember the full name of it. Now, there are a few things about this game that I discovered that, well, I had forgotten about. Hello, Mary. Glad you could come. As I was saying, one of the things I discovered, do you remember how I went through all that trouble of finding my original Alice CDs and then fixing them to work on a modern computer? And I told you that there was a 2011 re-release that I didn't have? Yes, I did. See right there? Play American McGee's Alice. I had it the whole time. I just had to install this. Now, I don't know, because I've never tried, if it breaks you out of this and takes you to the original Quake 3 version of the game, or if it just emulates the old graphics using Unreal Engine 3, which is what this game uses. And we might try it if there's enough time at the end of the last stream just to see what it does. But as I was getting to, when this game first came out, I had a GeForce 750 and a quad-core processor, and some computers had some performance issues, either caused by the copy protection or something similar to that. But I think one of the things that was patched out, I think the copy protection was patched out of it, although the files are still there. And I did go into the settings files and changed some settings that you normally can't change from the configuration, which quote unquote fixed some of the things that caused the old performance issues, and also will improve the experience. For example, when you first start a new level, by default, it gives it 5 seconds to load as much as it can, and if there's a texture that hasn't loaded into memory, it uses a lower resolution texture until it continues loading the textures in the background. Okay, Mary, not a problem. So among other things, I've increased it to give it up to 20 seconds on the load screen, and that should give it enough time, especially on this computer, to just load everything. Things like that. Anyway, and sometimes it still crashes, like right here. Hold on, give me a second. Not sure why it does that. Sometimes it insists on just not drawing the rest of the screen. Oh, no, you do not do that. Configuration, audio, there. Anyway, as I was saying, one of the things it's got is this extra content where you can view details of the characters, view the concept art, view the 2D cinematics. But here's the important bit, the past matters. Notes extracted from the casebook of Hieronymus Q. Wilson, M.D., Rutledge Asylum. On November 5, 1863, Alice Liddell was severely burned in the fire that destroyed her family home in Oxford and took the lives of her parents and her older sister Lizzie. While the girl's seared skin gradually healed during a year of hospitalization, the trauma caused by her family's horrific demise deepened. The orphan's condition swung from comatose to uncontrollably hysterical and back in the course of a given hour. Learned medical opinion deemed her a danger to herself, and an indefinite term of institutional confinement was ordered. At her preliminary examination at Rutledge on November 11, 1864, Alice presented as deaf, dumb, and blind to stimulation. She seemed, in the brutal expression of the practice, in training for the coffin. Only her age saved her from immediate assignment to the notorious Bedlam catacombs. Despite insensible passivity, preternatural quietness, and evident dementia, a course of treatment was prescribed. During the first 6 months of 1865, she was subjected to all the best contemporary remedies without result. Cold plaster sessions and bloodletting were ineffective and unproductive, applications of experimental shock apparatus useless, likewise massive doses of laudanum. In a desperate toss, restraints, including a straitjacket, solitary confinement, sensory deprivation, confiscation of her toy rabbit, and cancellation of afternoon tea, oh how horrible, were tried and failed completely. She would not respond. She did not resist treatment or in any way react to it. She simply ignored it. She shut down completely and shut out the world. Shortly after the diagnosis of demented was confirmed, she fell into a comatose state. Despite her mental infirmity, she appeared physically fit. Staff remained hopeful, not to say optimistic, that she would regain her balance. Her bodily functions were reasonably attended to, but there were pitifully few signs of recovery. Then in autumn 1873, after 8 years of fitful sleep, Alice spoke by drawing. Her first picture was of an alarming cat. But only bouts of angry, incomprehensible screaming and hysterical sobbing followed this dubious opening of communication. She became intermittently convulsive and had to be sedated frequently. From time to time, various medicinal preparations and chemical potions were forcibly administered, to little effect, and she required more than verbal encouragement to eat. Something that did look like progress occurred in late November of that year. While her inarticulate mutterings and screams continued, she responded, if not appropriately, at least comprehensibly, to her surroundings. When grossly insulted by ward orderlies, the superintendent's imbecilic nephews, Alice, without warning, scared off one of the twins with her furious attack. She handled her spoon like a knife and made the other bleed like a stuck pig. But then she turned the makeshift weapon on her own wrists. I think now we know where Tweedledee and Tweedledum come from. Fortunately, staff prevented her from doing terrible physical damage to herself, but she regressed to her previous state, days of silence, sometimes sketching fantastical scenes and characters, spouting senseless poetry, then incomprehensible raving, catatonic trances, and unintelligible shouts and groans. Suddenly, in spring of this year, there was a change. She began to speak. Civil, then vulgar. Declarative, then cryptic speech, in and out of her chaotic, violent, deranged, and terrifying dream world. But the periods of lucidity grew longer. She became confidential. She shared some of her sadness, her grief over loss of family, and herself. But most often she droned on about fantastical visions. These delusions had no reality, of course, but conversation makes a connection with the world. This was a significant development. Cogent, but often disconnected, and to me meaningless, talk about Wonderland, tea parties, the fungiferous forest, Boojums, jack-bombs, snarks, demon dice, and the dastardly Red Queen was nonetheless encouraging. Though her moods ran the gamut from despondent gloom to vicious anger to a confident calm, this was a positive prospect. But the emergence of a normal Alice, a cured Alice, was not to be. Throughout the summer and into the autumn, she seemed to vacillate between fantasy and reality. By October, my own health failing, I recognized I had done everything I was capable of doing for her. After a decade of treatment, having addressed her psychic condition with the full array of our age's therapies, she had emerged from her catatonia, but we didn't know why. I once thought the drug regimen had been effective. Now I vigorously doubt it. Reunification with her childhood toy? It turns out that rabbit was a stand-in for the original which disappeared years ago. Something I said? She did nothing at my command, instruction, entreaty, or request. To the extent she was cured, she, I believe, cured herself. As she appeared more or less stable, though plagued by hallucinations that frustrated more than frightened her, I succumbed to the superintendent's entreaties. As further cure seemed doubtful, further confinement was deemed a waste of everyone's time. Lacking family and friends, but possessed of a small inheritance, she left Rutledge in November, depressed but committed to the struggle for her sanity. Nurse Witless found her a situation with Dr. Bumby, and Alice was released to his care at the Houndsditch Home and Refuge for Wayward Youth in the East End. I wish them both well. So now we know how Alice ended up under the care of Dr. Bumby. And with that done, let's get into this. I think I should probably turn up the gain a notch or two, because we know how dark YouTube makes things. I can always turn up the brightness more later if I need to. Hope this doesn't get copyright claimed, but it's kind of important to the plot, so I'm going to let it play.
It's not a dream, it's a memory, and it makes me sick.
Now, focus. Wait, you're floating again. Weightless. A cipher. Relax.
I'm in hell.
Forget it. Abandon that memory. It's unproductive. Go to Wonderland.
I can't. I'm trapped. My past.
Sergeant, this girl's badly burned. Call for a doctor.
She'll be all right.
No, Alice. Discard that delusion. Forget it. Go to Wonderland.
I'd rather not, Doctor. My Wonderland's shattered. It's dead to me.
Your preference doesn't signify, girl. Now, Alice, where are you?
I'm sailing with a friend. It's different somehow. Things have changed.
Change is good. It's the first link in the chain of forgetting.
What's happening? Are you mad?
I'm not mad.
Rabbit,
That's not right. What's he doing?
is something wrong?
Something wrong?
No, not that!
Don't struggle, Alice. Let the new Wonderland emerge.
Pollution. Corruption. It's killing me. Wonderland is destroyed. My mind is in ruins.
Forget it, Alice. Block that dream. Wake at the sound. There, Alice. Better now, aren't we?
My head's exploded and there's a steam hammer in my chest.
Yes, well, the cost of forgetting is high.
My memories make me vomit. What can I...
Remember other things.
I want to forget. Who would choose to be alone, imprisoned by their broken memories?
I'll set you free, Alice. Memory is a curse more often than a blessing.
So you've said many times, and
I will say again, the past must be paid for. Now, before our next session, collect those pills from our high street chemist.
very well, Doctor.
It's my turn to forget, Alice.
Now, Charlie, your pa was hung for killing your ma who beat you. Let's forget that, shall we? The past is dead, Charlie.
Now, if you don't trust Brumby, I can tell you there's reason for that. Unfortunately, I can't tell you much more than that without spoilers.
Wasting Doctor's time.
I deserve my bitter tears. Want some?
And obviously the other kids don't like her much either. Abandoned toys and worn-out shoes have a past, and the people who use them too. My past was consumed by fire. Oh, and that, This doesn't really count towards memories or anything. It's just sort of...
Top the family again, did you? Muck up the rescue? They died in a fire. I didn't. Bloody dodo.
Head's in pieces, no doubt.
True nutter you
Doctor,
are.
do you right? Still sick in the head?
I'm past a cure. Terminal condition.
My stories to the children bear strange fruit. Their drawings expose pieces of my mind. Oh, come on.
What's wrong there?
Can't find the door.
Wasting doctor's time?
I deserve my bitter tears. Want some?
And yeah, I would agree. She's probably...
No, Ma, no relation. She's an old...
Mr. Payne had no idea how humble a home could be. If not for my drawings and the photographs, this could pass for my room at the asylum.
The photograph of my family was delivered here by post. No message, no return address. I'm grateful for this memento, but I wish I could thank the sender.
Doctor's pet. Too good for the asylum. Mad as a
Another
hatter
day,
without the
a different
charm.
dream perhaps.
This place is all... Which particular memory do you like?
You like Pommerini, Mrs.? How about Paganini?
She ever work? Where's her plat? Too good for company? She don't get close. Hates being touched. Who likes it then? In a slap. Spite, all right.
But yeah, as I was saying, she's probably in her late teens by now.
Hello, Puss. Puss, 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 puss. Don't be afraid. Now, where has that cat gone?
You bloody lousy head.
Like a real job. No changing
Excuse me,
nappies.
sir.
Better
You
than
look
being
like
a
a
dog's
discerning
body for
gent.
walking. Save the world.
Seems following furry creatures into dark holes has become a habit. I hope it's not a vice.
This part of the game is very, very linear. Pretty much it amounts to follow the only route you can.
My stars and garters, Alice Little. Slumming again, are we?
Nurse Witless. What luck. Twice in as many months.
Out on your own? You look frazzled, dearie. Not doing well?
Not really.
Come along home then and look at my pigeons. Pretty birds, like you.
I don't think so. Our last visit cost me several pounds and got me nowhere.
I might recall where your mangy rabbit got to. Still a mess. No surprise. Her kin roasted like chestnuts right before her eyes. 10 years in Rutledge Asylum wasted everyone's time. Dr. Bumby won't do better. Still hauling out her questions. The fire, her memory. I deserve consideration, don't I? Who found her new clothes? Who got her a place at Bumby's? Where'd she be without me? On the streets, selling her backside. Likes my pigeons, though. She's doled out the odd pound or two. But what I know is worth more than that. Kept her secret, haven't I? Heard her say, all died on my account, I couldn't save you. I've told her my silence is for sale. Cheap. I'm a good sort, really. Not like her nanny, that uppity whore, or that lawyer fellow Radcliffe took a stupid rabbit. Need money. Warned her I'd tell the coppers if she didn't make a donation to my upkeep. She yells and goes off her head. Days she can't remember her name, what I heard.
Of course you hear something like that and you wonder who's more screwed in the head, Alice or the people who live in this city.
Nurse Witness, do you mean to harm me? To send me back to the asylum?
I won't say no. I've a thirst you could photograph.
Need a drink. More mouth needs weapon.
Pretty birds, like you.
Go to Wonderland.
Killed a family.
It's only a dream.
Very upsetting journey. But I'm rid of Priss, or whatever she's become. At least the place I've landed is somewhat familiar.
About time, too, Alice.
Blasted cat. Don't try to bully me. I'm very much on edge.
Perfect. When you're not on edge, you're taking up too much space.
You're no help at all.
But you know I can be.
I'll frighten myself. When necessary, thanks very much. I was hoping to escape from all that.
Abandon that hope. A new law reigns in this wonderland, Alice. It's very rough justice all round. We're at risk here. You be on your guard.
You're part frog, Alice, I swear. You jump so well.
Not this time. And of course now you have the whole twirl mechanic.
If you leap from that table again, Alice, I'll expire. You're 2 times too reckless, my girl.
Amanita muscaria, Alice, is merely a stinky toadstool. A spongy consistency, but poisonous.
Yeah, except that it sets a limit to 3. And then you can hold the spacebar down to slowly descend, but that's about it.
I've been down this road before. Good things in small packages?
Though lacking a bathing costume, a plunge in that pool is in order.
My God, I'm shrinking in this potion. Shall I disappear?
Almost. But the upside is that while smaller, you can see things that are nearly invisible to your bigger self.
Ah, I get it. Right. Forests for the trees. Just the other way round. Short-sighted is more than a matter of perspective.
Also, now your shrink and growing back to normal size is under your control.
Look how small she's become, all curled up. She's barely there. A vixen in her hidey-hole.
Oh, and also, your weapons upgrades are at your weapons upgrades are at your control. Essentially, you collect teeth, and that's how you pay for your weapons upgrades.
I'll never have more fun alone than when I rode the big slide in Hyde Park. Papa will take you soon, Alice.
Oh, here comes one of the not as much fun as you might think. Whee! It is possible. Some of the later slides, not that one, but some of the later ones, do have, like, breaks in the path, and you can fall down those breaks and die.
Swift and keen and always ready for service.
Snicker snack.
I've not come back here looking for a fight.
Yes, it does. I've played Fallen Order.
That's a pity. One's certainly looking for you.
You have just obtained the Vorpal Blade. Go snicker snack. It leaves them dead, as seen in a previous poem. Swiftest damage to a single target at close range. And now you can attack the shells to get the teeth that are hidden under them. And the rose blossoms are actually part of your health bar.
Flight or fight implies a permanent choice, but flight often just means putting off the fight to another day. Choose your battles wisely, Alice.
evil in a simple monstrosity.
Well, yeah, it's Unreal Engine 3 instead of the Quake 3 engine. Also, this particular game came out like 11 years later.
A flower's purpose is simple and immutable. Human purpose is fickle, because it is a slave to memory. Memories must be strictly managed, Alice. Unproductive ones must be eliminated.
While jumping, press and hold spacebar to initiate Alice's float. To further extend the float, press and hold spacebar again while jumping. In other words, what that's telling you is that you can twirl, float, twirl, float, twirl, float to just really get a long jump out of it. Oops. Fortunately, as long as you don't run out of health, it just sticks you right back where you were. It's the reason why you never have to really worry about permanent death by falling. You know, it's not going to set you back. Now, if you run out of, like I said, the red rose is up in the left corner of the screen. That's your health. If you run out of that, you die and go back to the last checkpoint.
Ah, it's you again, Alice. You may approach.
Why would I do that? You want to eat me?
Yes, well, you taught me manners, and I've lost my taste for mad women. Strictly a porcine diet for me. Everything's better with bacon, don't you agree? Of course you do. Now, there are pig snouts scattered about. I heard a few behind the house. Go fetch them for me. But take care for the pests that block your way. Pepper them up if they do. They need spice, and you're just the girl to season them for me. You'll find that grinder serviceable.
Why not season your own pig parts?
Matter of priorities. My alabaster skin needs protection from the disgusting creatures running amok amidst the environs. But one gets peckish. Look, all you have to do is listen for the oink, then shoot the snout. You may like the results. I certainly will.
You have just obtained the Duchess's Piglet Edition Pepper Grinder. Spice up your foes. Prepare savory snouts. This is your first ranged weapon, and you can see in the upper right corner, that's essentially your quote-unquote overheat. there's your first pig snout. Throughout every domain, keep an ear out for snouts. Enter aiming mode and shoot the snout with a pepper grinder. Once it's full of pepper, it reveals paths and collectibles.
Thank you so much for the snout. Now go away.
I remember them, although I was never really big on them. What about him, Mary? Like I said, I remember him.
Finish your soup, girls. Bovine juveniles gave their all.
Uh-huh. Not as good as you remember? Or not exactly what you were expecting? Oh. I'm wondering, where were they coming from? And then I'm like, oh yeah, look up. Alice in Wonderland logic, huh? Pigs may not fly, but their nose does. Crap. Well, it is Alice in Wonderland. I am trying to keep it at least a little bit family friendly. Now, if I remember correctly, Hollow Yves, read this as your life depended on it, because it does. Gather these pearly whites to prevent your premature arrival before the pearly gates. My friends can use the choppers, and you'll improve your weapon's capacity. And keep in mind, that's the skull on the back of your bow that's talking to you. 150 to upgrade the Vorpal Blade? Yes, please.
Hatter always hated mechanical malfunctions. This disaster is either his doing or his setting.
Yeah, see that skull on the back of the bow? That's Hollow Yves. Hollow Eves, Hollow Yves, however you pronounce it. Hallows Eve. Yeah, sounds appropriate for Alice. Alice can dodge enemy attacks. Why, thank you for reminding me of that. Bit late, isn't it? Except that with these guys, it's a little bit more important. That's the reason why they timed it where they did. And now you see those mechanical abominations you faced in the last one were manned by something. And yes, it's literally plate armor. Lost and don't know where to go? Try using shrink where the violets grow. And this is where this sort of starts coming into play.
It could have happened that way, Alice. You remember poor Mr. Crook died, didn't he? Dr. Wilson rejects spontaneous combustion, but you trust Mr. Dickens.
Domain, almost as I remember it.
Appearances, as you know better than most, can be deceiving, Alice. Much has changed since your last visit.
Dr. Bumby says change is constructive, that different is good.
Different denotes neither bad nor good, but it certainly means not the same. Find the Hatter, Alice. He knows more about different than you.
But does he know more about the difference between bad and good?
Making friends, Alice. You're as randomly lethal and entirely confused as you ever were.
I've managed without you so far, Cat. Return to whatever hovels home to you. I'll call if I need you.
Predictably rash. It's not a question of if, Alice, it's when. Now hold on, and as they say, shut up.
So typical. I've made more graceful entrances. I suppose I must be grateful nothing's broken.
Some vents need to be activated by turning valves. While on the vent, you can rotate Alice. To exit the vent, press spacebar or simply move away from it. And I know I hear a snout around here somewhere. Oh, and you notice her outfit's changed just a little bit.
remember when a burst of steam blew your dress up around your neck? Just outside Harrods it was. Fortunate your undergarments had been laundered.
Oh, that's another thing you can do, is that when you see those violets, you can shrink and get into them, and they will actually heal you. I'm not a big fan of this particular mechanic. It's like, here, jump from this to this. By the way, you can only see him for a few seconds. You know? Ah, crap. And of course it sticks me back over here. There we go. Ah, crap. Well, that's certainly a big part of it, at least. Coincidentally, you may not hear it because of the way YouTube processes stuff, but the snorts of the various pig snouts is very directional. Like right now, I hear it off to the right, but if I come over here, I hear it off to my left, which is a cool mechanic to help you find the things. Although I think it's probably somewhere up in that tower or something. This one is.
My heart is open, Alice. Never closed. Never locked. It needs no key.
Let me see if I can find the... I guess it's only at certain times that you can actually upgrade your weapons. It's not at any time. Okay. Whew! Almost didn't make that. Well, platforming is one thing, but when the platforms are moving, that takes a whole different type of skill. I'm hearing another one really close. And that's why.
Alice was often around, an interior known as the town. Her sister, though loving and much loved, was too old to be a playmate.
In case you haven't figured it out by now, the memories that are shaped kind of like a dollhouse are memories of her family, and the ones shaped like a syringe are basically memories from her psychiatrist. Oh, and did I mention these? Yeah. first death at least. Unfortunately, I can't. It's an autosave system now. Yeah, it's an autosave system now, so there's nothing I can do about that. It's just a matter of actually remembering my strategies for dealing with those things. And taking advantage to lock on.
He's obsessed with time. Find him, or your own time may be short.
Oh, and by the way, you can't go through that. Apparently, hot tea is impassable. But there's also a time limit on how long you have to get on that platform. Not going to go there just yet. Well, the good news is that you can just drop right back down to here. Oh, here we go again. Some walls and floors are weak and can be destroyed. Place the clockwork bomb near the weak surface. Detonate the clockwork bomb to destroy the weak surface. Press Q to throw the clockwork bomb. Like that. Really? I guess you can't blow through that. It's got to be somewhere down here then. Uh-huh.
We'll all roast in our beds, Alice, for the sake of your father's unnatural devotion to printed paper. This horde of flambles wants only a malignant spark and poof, our flesh and blood is smoke and ash.
Right there. Talks about it. It probably... Well, I guess it was just hinting where to go, because you can't blow your way out from either side of that. Cinematic.
Our lovely library was a fire trap. A conflagration waiting to happen.
Well, pretty much. The fire itself, she didn't start it. And she actually knows that. But the thing is, she was in Wonderland having tea with her friends when the fire came on, when the fire happened. So she smelled the smoke but did nothing. That's why she blames herself. Enter aiming mode by pressing T. Shoot the switch when it's red and inactive. When it turns green, it's activated. Whoop. They really made sure that you got use out of that pepper grinder, didn't they?
No. Let's go try to wake. No. Bad dream. A blasted good night.
Hatter, I recall leaving you in a decrepit condition, but
What?
not in pieces.
Oh, it's you.
What's happened here? You've lost your hat, and some parts are missing.
Missing indeed, though things being what they are. I barely missed their missing. As to what's happened, you should know that better than I. It's your place after all. I know my place.
When did you ever know your place, or how to keep it? Now what's going on?
That's going on. And round and up and down into my ears and through my eyes and up my nostrils, down my gullet and winding in my guts.
Papa was exceedingly fond of trains. I don't like them much.
You won't like this one at all. Nothing like when Mock Turtle was in charge of the looking glass line. This railroad's a bloody shambles. The stink is ferocious, the light blinding, the noise hellacious.
Quite, Hatter. I get the idea. A bad train.
The world is upside down, Alice. Inmates run the asylum. No thanks. And worst of all, I'm left tealess.
The scoundrels.
Tragic. If I do help, will you help me in return?
Cross my heart, if I had one. Find my limbs and toss them into the chute. Machines will do the rest. Be on your way now, that's a good girl. Best way out is through the clock face.
Now, there's probably some way to lower that, but not from in here. But at least I know where this is. And I would wager that that's it. Pressure pads function only when weight is applied. Nah, really, you think? The clockwork bond can be used to maintain weight on a pressure pad. Which, of course, is telling you to do that. And our next tool,
Fight the good fight.
press E while focused to block with Alice's umbrella. If timed correctly, Alice's block can deflect certain enemy attacks.
Work till you expire. Substantial rewards in heaven. It is better to give labor than to receive pay for it. The work of paradise. Fight the good fight. Work till you expire. Substantial rewards in heaven. It is better to give labor than to receive pay for it.
What was the... Hold on a second. What was the key for that? E. Now, the umbrella certainly helps, but you really... Okay, let's see. Which way do I want to go first? The umbrella certainly helps, but you can use any weapon.
The dimensions of this desolate tract are unknown to all but the inhabitants.
One second. I need to refill my my hydration. Okay, I'm back. Now then, something that I forgot from... I just remembered it, is that you can go up here to weapons, and this is where you upgrade stuff. Of course, each upgrade is more expensive than the one before it. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the pepper grinder because I can. Eight snouts peppered, 14 memories recovered, and 8 bottles collected. Well, there's plenty more in this chapter. How am I supposed to get up there? I mean, it's not like you can... Oh. Damn it. There we go. The timing on that is so critical because it doesn't really give you a lot of time.
The industry thrives on suffering, obsolescence, and ruination. It's made East End into a privy. Consider a simple farm life in Australia, perhaps. We might liquidate what remains of your inheritance.
Oh, that's right. I should have dodged right there. Knew that. Somehow I knew that was the wrong direction. That was the way I'd come. And now I have to go back that way again. Like that. Oh, come on. If you so much as touch that thing. If you don't time that right. And here we go. Again. That's what I was about to say. I don't think it was either, Die Rugger. Oh, great. You really have to take advantage of your dodge there. It's probably a good thing that this is all in Alice's head. Because you just know OSHA would come down on this place hard. Actually, that's one of the things that I've been telling Gameology, is that they need to get someone who's like a former OSHA inspector to look at footage from like Crusader No Remorse, Crusader No Regret, and the Dead Space series. I guarantee he'd have a lot of interesting things to say about those. Well, no, Victorian London wouldn't, but... That doesn't mean that it wouldn't be fun to hear what he had to say about it, though.
Some insects eat their young, Alice. They have much to teach us, alive or dead.
Now, where do I go? Oh, surely there's a clock or something around here. Yep.
Your dogged persistence will be rewarded with pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes unheeded. So without regret, you're about to feel like a lobster who's being tossed into the boiling pot.
What memory? I didn't see one back there. Oh. Well, too late now. I don't remember if you come back to that one or not.
you!
Oh, come on! I touched it with my hair! Oh, come on! There, finally got him.
Don't you dare stop! Keep running or so help me out!
In case you were wondering, there's not really much point in going for all the collectibles. All it does is add more stuff here. And you can see that's probably the one I missed right there. But there's also, can't do it here, but in the main menu, you can override the default costume and use some other alternate costume, which is unlocked by getting all the memories. Oh, this is not fun. There we go.
Egypt! You think that can stop us? The merest trifle. I'll be leaving now. You'll never catch me. Don't even try. Dexterity will make a nice change. Expect no thanks until I'm completely reconstructed. No resting on laurels, chiffoniers, chaise lounges, mean folding chairs, stools.
Okay, taking care of one of those. Now, if I'm not mistaken... Yeah, you notice the other... Oh, hold on. Hello. And there's another one of the memories.
It's been years now, Alice. Time to put away childish things.
And now for smelling and regurgitating.
A good worker is a live worker, free to live and work. A bad worker is a dead worker, and vice versa. Don't
Steps
be
to
a
enlighten,
bad worker.
brighten the way,
Bad
but the
workers
steps are steep.
slaves
Take them
and
one at a
dead.
time.
Payday for good workers has been postponed indefinitely. Payday for bad workers is cancelled. A good worker is a live worker, free to live and work. A bad worker is a dead worker, and vice versa. Don't be a bad worker. Bad workers are slaves. Good workers has been postponed indefinitely. Payday for bad workers is cancelled. A good worker is a live worker, free to live and work. A bad worker is a dead worker, and vice versa. Don't be a bad worker. Bad workers are slaves and dead. Payday for good workers has been postponed indefinitely.
With gas laid on, Alice, we'll go to Brighton on what we save on beeswax, candles, and oil.
Talk about some mixed messages from Dormus, huh? You can either be a living unpaid worker or a dead slave unpaid. Either way, you don't get paid. That's probably the most direct hint that I've ever gotten from him. I'm glad that the liquid metal stays cool for the rest of the game. If it kept remelting, I'd be in a real pickle.
Remember, Alice, don't curse the darkness or the cold when you're in the library at night.
Okay, and here we go on the next part of this. Pick up a couple of golden teeth. 505 now. Yay.
Steady now. Gather your nerve. Jump to the first vent, then the next. Fly birds up.
Oh, wait, I see. Or I don't see. Oh.
Monsieur Cat has 9 lives, Alice. I hope you have as many. They say a cat has 9 lives, Alice. I hope you have as many.
In case anyone was wondering, the trick for the teapots, or the iPots as it is to hit them with the pepper shaker or the pepper grinder until they're stunned, then zip in and hit them 4 times with the Vorpal knife, dodge back out, do it again. If you've got level 2 on the Vorpal knife and the pepper shaker like I do, you should be able to do it in 2 passes. As for the little guys with the shields, just dodge when they go to try to hit you. It's all about the timing. If you dodge at the right time, they will stab the ground and they'll be stuck long enough for you to get in and get a few hits.
Your presence here is unwelcome. We have a mission to complete, and you are an intolerable annoyance. Some like it hot, but no one likes it this hot.
Yeah, if I want to. Oh, and since we're talking about strategies here, for the big guys with the 3 faces on them, you have to use the umbrella to break off one of their arms. That way, they can't shield themselves, and then you can hit them with the pepper shaker or the pepper grinder or the Vorpal blade or whatever. You just have to be careful because they can kill you in just 2 or 3 hits if you don't dodge or otherwise deflect some of that. Woo! Wasn't expecting that. And here you got to be careful because of that. Stop shooting tea at me, damn it. Knew that was going to happen. Oh, I got to do this again, all the way back across? Well, screw you. please. There we go. Much better. But there are 2 more weapons in the game. That's what I was saying about the weapons upgrades. I may not want to upgrade the ones I have right away. But you're right, I am getting close to upgrading something again. I think the next Vorpal Blade upgrade is 650.
I've got the arms you need. Well, strictly speaking, the Hatter needs them. Well, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to crush you.
I could swear there were 2 teeth over there that I didn't get.
is now impossible to negotiate. You can't reach me. No, not at all.
Oh, really? I can't, huh? Let's see if I was right about that number. I bet I was. Yeah, 675. I can upgrade the well, I can upgrade either right now if I wanted to. I wish it told me what the next upgrade actually did for me. Oh, this is fun, by the way. However, I do remember from my last playthrough, years and years ago, that you actually do get enough teeth.
A temporary setback, a minor hindrance, a trivial impediment. I'll just move along. I'll deal with you later, Alice. You'll never stop our grand plan.
But, I remember from that previous playthrough that you actually do get enough teeth if you're thorough enough with your collection to fully upgrade every weapon in the game. So sooner or later, you're going to end up with level 4 everything. And now I have to go down the rubbish chute.
I finished my work and you're complete, Hatter. Now, what about this damnable train?
I feel like a new man, or whatever I am. I feel like an unsprung spring, like an uncorroded gear, like an untarnished bit of metal that sticks in your eye.
Answer me, Hatter. I'm suffering. And changes here are a cause, or they're a reflection, or the effect. What's going on? What are the new rules?
The law is just a whisper away home to wonder who. Who knows how to measure rules? With a ruler! Cruel rules.
Idiot. I should have left you in bits. Come, the least you can do is help me discover what's going on.
And now he brings you to the third part of this, which is, well, whatever this is supposed to be. And that reveals the way up to this other memory, too, so...
Papa, your enthusiasm for photography makes the library smell like rotted fruit. I'm certain these solutions are toxic.
Cover your ears. Hold your nose. Get the past. The damage is done. Let the madness. Polly, all aboard.
These cockpits will be our macadam, our road into assemblage. Courage, Alice. I'll get this door open.
Throwing a clockwork bomb in combat has multiple benefits. It will divert enemies and damage them when detonated.
Trying to think, but nothing happens. Ah, there! Now I've got it! Oh yes, I'm on a roll. It won't be long now. Bubble forever. Follow me.
Well, at least this time he's helping. I mean, after all, if you remember last time, he was basically trying to stomp everyone. Although whether he actually knew what he was doing is debatable in some cases.
This feels like an earthquake. What's happening?
Do I really look like I know? Your judgment must be severely impaired.
Okay. Ah, good. The one drawback to those shrinking violets is that you can only use each one once, so you got to be careful not to grow back to full size too soon. Oh, really? Well, I've been that way. Let's see. I don't know. The flower business always reminds me... It always reminds me of the Xanth series by Piers Anthony. They had this... You know, the whole series was about bad puns, basically. And they had a problem with a type of flower that's called a violens that grew in the middle of the road. Violens in the media. Yeah. Anyway, that's what all the violets and everything reminds me of.
Source of the shaking, but are those two quaking? What are they up to?
You'll never stop us, silly Hatter and Alice. It's left. You're too
The
late.
insolence, the arrogance, the execrable table manners. They are destroyers of Wonderland, defilers, denuders, derangers, delightful.
Did they actually create that infernal train to destroy Wonderland?
What does that matter? They deserve to die. Ah! Put me down this instant. I ought to...
Enough talk. Battle time, Missy. Abandon false hope. Forget the past. The damage is done.
Let the madness begin. Resume the folly.
Should really
Oh, my precious domain. And the guests. All I really wanted was another tea party.
Please, Hatter, you promised. Where is that train going? What's its purpose? Tell me, now.
There's no time for whatever it is you want to talk about. It's time for tea. Talk trains with Turtle. He ran the Looking Glass line. Come on, you lot. We can still be friends. I've got a fine Darjeeling. Drink, drink.
My memories are shattered. I'm trying to collect the pieces, and I now believe the train impedes me. You must help me. You promised.
Ask the one who helps them what helps themselves. Whoever that is.
Very pithy. He deserved to die. And I'm about to drown in tea, in ignorance.
Not really. You missed an attempt at a boss fight. Long story short, Rabbit and the Dormouse built what's essentially a giant mecha, and it fell apart.
Saints be praised that he works in mysterious ways. Got plans for her.
Take her over to the Mangled Mermaid. Rent a bed.
Hard to woo a girl, Mr. Brawl.
Do you think you're doing?
What comes natural like?
Not natural to me. Get away.
And here we are, back in London.
White Cat reminds me of my Snowdrop. Nanny knew her.
And again, this part is always really linear.
Super tonight, eh, Jake?
Yeah, you want to be out in this one.
Famous as God? We got two.
Coincidentally, remember what the Dormouse kept saying? Forget the past, the damage is done. Sounds like familiar Ark words, doesn't it? Though in a sense, I suppose it should be, since all the Wonderland segments are in her mind. Paralytic addiction disqualifies drunkards from any honest means to acquire strong drink. It inhibits fear and shame and emboldens the commission of desperate acts. Wonder what became of Pris.
Where's me money, you fucking spunk bucket?
Get those fat-arsed whores out on the street or I'll come up and brain
Sod
you.
off, you cocker-snipe. You'll never get past Long Tim.
I'll get what you and your floozies owe me, Miss Ladybird. See if I don't.
Maybe you noticed I'm not pissing me drawers at the prospect. Alice Liddle, you'll make a nice change. Bring your dishevelled self up here.
I once heard Tim say he'd likely die from a social disease. Poor man never dreamed its name was Jack Splatter.
Which one's the big one? The one in the back off, he's getting murdered. Free Bob then, close to one of yours. You're a tight bleeder.
You won't give me what I want? I'll burn this dump of yours down to the ground.
Go away. She's done no harm.
She hurt me feelings.
Act like a snuff candle. Sleeps the
You know, they did a really good job on her hair, I think. The only way they could have really done any better, AMD actually had, why yes, you probably do. But AMD had they had their own answer, sort of. And yes, now it's destroyed the starfish here. But AMD had their equivalent to PhysX, except instead of PhysX, it was TressFX. And TressFX was an entire algorithm built into their video cards, specifically for rendering hair. This game didn't use it, but I know the new Tomb Raider games did. Fine. Come on, throw something. It is, and there's not much I can do about it except move on. There we go. It finally started doing something. Come on. There we go. I mean, hey, if it wants to make things easy on me, it finally unstuck itself. And I couldn't have continued without it. There's also a snout somewhere around here below me. I was afraid of that. Probably have to fire on it from around here somewhere. Yeah. I think I got everything here. Just because I'm curious. Okay, I can't check collectibles for the previous level. I can only check for this level. But we are on Chapter 2. Nice try, Mr. Yeti, but you failed. And there's the next weapon in the game. You have just obtained the Hobby Horse. Destroy all obstacles with unbridled power. Stampede through the opposition. A smashing hit. The Hobby Horse smashes through weak surfaces with ease. It can also break through enemy defenses. And of course it's going to make me use it right off the bat pretty much. Well, if it's going to make me use it... Oh, I can't upgrade it yet? Well, crap. 865 teeth. And that snout is really close, right below me again. So,
grave news. The ship was crushed and her crew lost. She
It might.
was built for navigating the Arctic ice fields. The recent competition of governments in fitting out polar expeditions is a needless waste of human life.
let's see. Yes, it will. Back. And you notice it really does change the appearance in-game, not just on the upgrade screen, which I think is a cool thing. And that passage is now opened. Glad I don't have to fight that. They did a good job of making it look like it was something frozen in the ice. And there's yet another snout around here somewhere. I can hear it snorting. That was quite possibly a mistake, but oh well. Gotta do it. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You can slide right off of this thing. And sliding through the steaming piles of whatever does damage. At worst, I probably missed a memory. At best, probably just missed a couple of teeth. No big deal. Come on, throw something, damn it. That'll do. One hit, boom. Don't even get a chance to go into rage. Or whatever they're calling it this time around. There we go. This is a special type of room. There's 4 of them in this level.
Ah, there you are, Alice. How is the Queen of Hearts like a typhoon? You're correct, miss.
Well, I thought that was the correct answer, but yes. That was my first answer anyway. I'm just glad I was right. That is one advantage to this being a Steam game, is that I can pull up the overlay and it doesn't show up on what you see. I never denied it.
So I says to Dr. Bumby, I says, model making's all fine and good, but a waste of a perfectly good bottle. I could fill it with gin for threepence.
Yes, let's not use a perfectly good bottle for making a ship in a bottle. Let's fill it with gin instead. Come on. Come on, you can come out of there. You probably won't, but you could. Not sure what that was, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to have to fight it. Oh, you... Wow. I had forgotten about that. Oh, come on. Three times in a row. I give up. I'm not going that way. Not even if there's a memory that way. The way I figure it, if I fall and die 4 times in a row, then it's not worth my time. 5 times in a row, going back. And see, that's all I'm going out there for is like 15. Those golden teeth are worth 5 apiece, so that's 15 teeth.
You'd better come aboard, Alice. We're doomed, of course.
What? There's no hope then?
Oh, there's an infinite amount of hope, but not for us. Now get up here.
All right, good night, Di. Sleep well when you get there.
Confounded beasts. They want my ship.
I think you're more to their taste.
Never. We're almost relatives.
You're related to Soup, Admiral.
I've an idea. We'll leave this mayhem and go to Carpenter's show. It's better than Gaff. Carpenter promises what we don't take seriously can't harm us.
Best dive now, Admiral, or the sharks will have us for lunch.
So it's Admiral Mock Turtle now. Avoid shipwreck sharks, cannon fire, and mines. Press left mouse button for cannons and right mouse button for depth charges. Decided to give us a little arcade sequence there.
Ow! My body aches all over. We submerged too quickly.
My ship's a wreck, and I am too.
Admirals go down with their ships. In any case, I never knew you for a sailor. If memory serves, you were station master of the Looking Glass line.
Sacked from the railroad without the option. Redundant, the nitwit said. Never a holiday. Loyal as a bulldog. Going in a different direction, my Aunt Fanny, if I had one. Going off the rails more like. Bloody disaster. Now I'm shipless. The old railroad's dead, and this new thing's a monstrosity. It never runs on time. Engineers asleep at the switch. What I don't know about it can't hurt me. Say no more. Nod's as good as a wink. Change the subject. We avoid speaking about the thing whose name should not be spoken.
Hearing something useful about this new train would make for a change.
You don't respect the suffering of others. Go ask your questions and smart remarks to Caterpillar.
I'm sorry, Admiral, really. Please, tell me what you know about the train.
I'll just say we've escaped a contaminating corruption. Count yourself lucky to be down here.
But I don't want to escape. I want to stop it. I must stop it to save myself. And Wonderland too.
Nonsense. Speak more nonsense. Diversions rule the day. The show must go on and so on. Speaking of shows...
We weren't.
Yeah, well, never mind. Here's a ticket for the show Carpenter's mounting. Use it.
And now we are in the diluted depths, and Alice gets another dress.
Scoundrel is fitted with grotesque headgear. If I have ever owned an accessory that unseemly, I'd burn it, destroy all evidence of it, and deny its existence. I value my reputation.
Prow of his ship. Shaped suspiciously like the Griffin, I might add. And there's our eventual destination for this level. Gotta watch out for those things. One of the bottles and coral-encrusted luggage with the equivalent of 20 teeth or 10 teeth each. And there is absolutely a pig snout out here somewhere. Below me. You have to get in and out of that fast. There we go. Another memory.
was the last one in the library the night of the fire. The log I added to the grate was dead when I went upstairs to bed with Dinah. If it wasn't, I may be responsible for my family's deaths.
And yeah, Carrie, I think you're right. I think that she's starting to realize she had nothing at all to do with her parents' death. More teeth.
What lies beneath this patina of civility? Something wicked, I'll wager.
Those are lights, not... And here's another one of those 4 rooms.
There's no time to waste. There's no time at all.
Come on. It does, but it doesn't matter. I survived.
You've already missed the train.
Now I just have to figure out where that pig snout is snorting at me from. Ah. I'm wondering how I get up there to the one that I know is up there. The teeth.
Most theatricals and gaffs are unsuitable for young persons. Punch and Judy dust-ups are no more than vulgar domestic arguments.
I've got it locked in, so kindly. It'll be back. Or not.
epidermis was singed to the third layer, and the rest of the skin was as brittle as carp scales.
I am extremely grateful that these passages don't just disappear when you can't see them anymore. That would suck because your vision is so short. And we have made it to the Drury Lane Theater. Let me check something and see. Yeah, 6 out of 15 snouts, 6 out of 15 memories, 2 radula rooms, 761 teeth. So, which one do you think I should upgrade? Because I can upgrade any one of them. I'm going to let the chat decide. So, Mary, Carrie, what do you think? Vorpal Blade, Pepper Grinder, or the Hobby Horse? One upgraded Pepper Grinder it is. They only upgrade to level 4, but since we just got here, and there's only like 12 or 13 minutes left before I hit the 4-hour mark, I'm going to call it here, and this is a good stopping point because it's right at the start of a level. And I will see you next week. If you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And don't forget I have a Discord channel that lists available games. So, have a great evening. Good night. And whatever. You as well.